Hi everyone, my name's Victoria DL. I am on Tonic Studios UK design team, and today I would like to share a project with you. The project that I want to share with you today is from the second edition of the baskets from Tonic Studios, and we have three in the collection. We have Bottiglia Grandiosa and Bonita Mediana. I apologise if I have pronounced those wrong. And then we have a Bonita Carta set as well. So yeah, try and say that when you had a drink or two. Anyway, these are the sets. So if I bring this die up closely, you can see that. Beautiful design. These can either fold in the basket or they can leave a beautiful design on the outside of the basket. You have some decorative elements here. You can either cut them out with this little die there to leave a detail in, or you can leave these side panels solid. You have beautiful floral elements that you can leave in here, or you can add sentiments because there's sentiments in the set. There is an Easter theme to a couple of the baskets, but there's also different dies that slot within it, so they don't have to be for Easter. They can be for any occasion you want them to be. This set here does have a second decorative element set here, which I really love this one. You have a little element there that, if I can get it off the sheet to show you, there we go, it leaves a nice archway and another decorative element to your basket. So what you need to do is, if you have purchased the first set from Tonic Studio, the baskets, you will use your existing base set, and they were, I'll show you. In there you had the large octagon shape there. We also have the handle, and there was a smaller hexagon set, and you have the square base. So you use those from the existing first collection. So there's no wasted metal here. You're having the same dies again for the base. Then we go on to there's some cute little Easter egg dies there as well. Then we go on to the second one, which is a beautiful shape. Really love that. That'd be beautiful for weddings, wouldn't it, with that lovely little kiss heart shape at the top. Again, this one has an Easter egg theme, but this one has the most beautiful floral, and that is gorgeous if you colour it with your pens, either watercolour or your alcohol markers. It also has two different decorative side pieces. This is just a flourish. The other one is kind of little egg shapes, but again, it doesn't have to say Easter egg. It's, you know, it's just a nice shape. You also have this one here, and that just doesn't have a cut line across the edge here, so it just cuts this detail out in the side panels. So you have that, and then you have a sentiment in that one as well. So there's something here for everybody. You can also decorate it and make a little pocket with this set within the die set, and there's another little sentiment there. So basically that is two of the baskets. And then we have this Bonita Carta set, and this makes a beautiful little basket, a little bit different with this one. As in with the first baskets, you have this top score, so you cut this out, and then when you will line this other die up, remove the die, place this up to the cut line of this basket here, and you want to do alternate patterns. So you want to cut this one, then you'll want to cut this one. So this is like, it kind of attaches to this one, if that makes sense. So you need to cut two of those out each to your basket, or depending on how big or what type of basket that you want, but that's a 4-sided basket. You have a little tag that slides over the handle, and it's just got love written on it, which is quite cute. You have decorative elements for this part of the bag, if I can lift that off there. So, you know, you can layer onto those pieces. This basket is strange because it slants up like a little roofway on the basket, so it slants inwards, but it's a cute little thing. And then you obviously have different elements to add to the basket, and there's florals and there's a sentiment there. So those are the sets that are going to be available. I don't know when they are launching because I'm making this video ahead of time, and today I'm not actually going to make a basket as such. I've decided to, you know, I like to have a little play with dimensional things, and I've decided to make something else. So I have prepped quite a bit already ahead of time, but we'll explain what I have done. And this is kind of the basic construction to make a basket. So you can follow this to make a basket, but today we're not making a basket. So that said, we shall plod on. Right. So I don't need to die cut anything out because I've already done so. So that outer die I was showing you, let's find it, hang on. There we go. This outer die here creates this die cut, okay? Now what we're going to do is we're actually going to die cut into the panel. So place it on your die cut and make sure you've got kind of an even border all around, and die cut into that panel, okay? So that's your first part. Then you want to die cut that die cut again, but with the outer edge. So cut the outer edge first. Don't cut them together in case they cross over in your machine. So cut that out with your beautiful gold satin speciality card, which is one of my favourites. And then obviously go in and die cut with this die, and obviously you will end up with this die cut. Okay. Now, with a piece of vellum, all I want you to do is put this die onto a piece of vellum, and with a pencil lightly mark the top here, and then draw around the outer edge of the die. Then cut out straight across, don't cut in, just cut straight across and cut it out. And then you'll be left with this piece of vellum. I want you to put red liner tape, only narrow, all the way around the edge. And then I want you to place a little bit just in the middle parts where you can fit it, okay? So what we're going to do is take the tape off. She says it's all staticky. There we go. And then take the tape off your vellum. It sticks everywhere, this stuff, doesn't it? And then I want you to place it at the bottom. Make sure before you actually press it down that you are on the card and you're not going to get it to see through the other side. And then press down like that. Flip him over, and then I want you to die cut 2 of those panels I showed you. Let me just grab it. There we go. I want you to cut this one and the one opposite it so that you've got 2 in the same matching satin, the gold satin, and we're going to glue these to the panel. So here I'm just using the Nuvo Deluxe adhesive, which is my favourite glue in the whole wide world, but I think you all know that by now. And then glue these to the side of the panels. Now obviously with wet glue you do have to wait a little while for it to adhere, but with the Deluxe it's almost instant grab, and that's why I love the glue. So again, we'll put some glue on the back there. Make sure you go right to the point, because obviously you want it to adhere all over. And again, place that down there. There we go. Now, this panel here is going to place straight over the die cut, like that. Okay, so basically put some glue on the back of your hand and then adhere that down. Now I have a panel I've already done so that we're not getting too messy with the glue. This one you'll need a little bit of adhesive on the back, and then this sits just on the edge like so. So it just leaves a nice decorative element to the circle, so you can see that there. There we go. And then you're going to die cut the detailed die that's in the set. So let me find that. There we go. So first of all you're going to cut a cream layer. This is just Craft Perfect in the ivory. So cut it with that, then go in and cut your detail. Again, never cut the two dies together, because if they shift and move in your machine they'll cross over and then they won't cut properly again. So it's your hard-earned money that's bought these dies, and that's the only reason I say that. Then obviously you want to cut again a gold layer with the plain die, and then you adhere the two together. So we shall stick this one on here. So down we go. You could put these on foam pads to add a little bit of depth if you felt like it, but I just wanted to add these plain for now. So in Blue Peter fashion, here's one we prepared earlier, so that has the panel stuck on over the top. So now we're ready to place this to your base. Now, as I said before, you'll need to cut two of these out for your base, and this is from the original set. Okay, so this makes your 8-sided baskets. So ahead of time I have adhered 7 panels to the basket. 6 panels to the basket, I need to count. Right, so we do need to glue that panel to the basket, so hang on one tick. There's nothing like being prepared, is there? I had it in my mind. There we go. So I just put a little bit of adhesive on the back of my hand and adhere this panel. So just give me a moment. Just didn't want you have to watch me gluing and gluing for ages and ages, because that's not much fun for you guys at home. So there we go. So just press that firmly down and get rid of the excess glue, she says. There we go. And just leave that one to dry a second, and we'll use the one that is dry already. So put that to one side. Right, so back to the basket. We'll get there in the end. You just want at the moment to place adhesive on the inside of this. Now you can use red liner tape. If that's your preferred choice, then that is absolutely fine. What I tend to do is just bend the wings out just so that you've got space to adhere the panel. Okay, so it gets a little bit difficult as obviously the basket gets bigger. So I'm just going to keep that held in there for just a couple of minutes, well, half a minute, just so I know it's grabbed. So I hope you're all okay. Difficult times at the moment, isn't it, for everybody? and a lot of people are going through some tough times. So I hope everybody is okay. I think crafting is keeping us all going. So now we're going to go and place some more adhesive on this last panel. Sorry if I'm going out of shot. But so now I'm going to do, excuse me if I'm just not in view for a moment. I hope you can see this anyway. So we want this to grab to the last panel. I'll just hold that for a minute. It's a great project this. It was really good fun to do. And as many of you know that do know me, I love a dimensional project. It takes your mind off all sorts and it's just great fun. I love nothing better than a die set to arrive and then look at what else you can do with it, not necessarily what it's supposed to do. And then my mind just goes racing off then. Right, so we'll leave that panel to dry and we'll work our way round to the dry side of the basket. So what you want to do is place wet adhesive, or again if you prefer, red liner tape, and we're going to go down the side, line them up. I'm just going to flip this over now so that I can see where it's all lined up, and just hold that till it's adhered. Sorry if this bit might be a little bit boring, gluing, but I didn't want to do too much because some of the other tutorial is already prepared and I'll explain what I've done. So again, place adhesive on this flap. I do apologise if I keep going out of shot. There we go. Just want to make sure they're all lined up. I've already made one of these previously for Tonic in my prep, and that's will be in Tonic office by now. It was sent off this week. But one of our DT girls asked me if the one I make for my video tutorial, if she could have it for a gift for her auntie. So I said yeah, no problem. So this will be winging its way to one of our DT girls once it's done. So I've got to find a box big enough. That might be tricky. There we go. All I will say is just be a little bit careful when you are gluing with a satin or a mirror, because it does leave marks. If you excess, you know, if you put too much glue on, it will mark. So it's a little bit awkward to hold at the moment, but we'll get there. So again, just line them up. There we go. Maybe I should have had one of these already glued together for you. Right, on to the next one. There we go. This is very awkward to hold and film at the same time, so I do apologise if we're all skew with and a bit up close and personal. Right. There we go. So what are all you guys up to? Easter Sunday is approaching, because today I'm filming ahead of time. It's the 9th today of April, and I've just had to nip out locally for some groceries, and all in an orderly queue waiting to go inside, but it's keeping us all safe, and it's a beautiful day out there. The sun's out, definitely gardening type of weather. I'd rather be crafting. Right, not too many more panels to go now, guys. I do apologise if I'm driving you all to sleep. I absolutely love these baskets. You can put so many things in them, you know, not just chocolates and sweeties, but, you know, baby baskets and all the little things that you need for little babies, and lovely little beauty kits and facial scrubs and bath bombs and all those things, and the little baskets, little potpourri in there, and little favours for weddings. Just beautiful, but just a lovely gift to give anybody, whether it be your grandma, your mum, your sister. Anybody would be thrilled to pieces to receive such a beautiful basket. And I think that, you'll be pleased to know, is the last panel glued. Okay, now we're going to turn it upside down and we're going to cover this up. So we've just gone in with another layer there of the cream. So I'm just going to place some glue on the back of there. Okay, and then we're going to place that on the bottom. There we go. And a perfect fit there. There we go. And then I've got a matten layer from the same set we're going to put across the top. So again, I shall just put some adhesive on the back. And then that's going to go on there, like so. A little border each side. Happy with that. There we go. That's better. So again, make sure all that's adhered. Now you wouldn't necessarily have to put this decorative element on if you were just doing a basket, because obviously this is the base of the basket. But as I said, we're not making a basket. But this is how you would make a basket if this is how you wanted to do a basket. There we go. So we'll turn him up the other way, and as you can see, all beautifully decorated. Oh, we're a bit close, aren't we? There we go. All beautifully decorated there. So now you can decorate the inside if you wish, but we don't need to for the project that we're going to do. So I'm just going to lift you up a little bit more there. I think you're a little bit close, I do apologise. So there is what would be your basket. Now you would decorate the inside of that, and you would add your handles before you probably added the decorative elements on the outside. But you could have the handle stuck on the inside. Now you could go further and you could decorate exactly the same as you've done on the outside on the inside if you wanted to cover your tape up, but like I said, ours is going this way up, and all will be revealed why. So we're going to put that to one side for now, and basically I want to make this. And you're thinking, blimey, what's she doing? Well, basically this is just a tube made from A4 card, and this here is your square box from your kaleidoscope sets. So it's the smallest panel in the centre, and then you've got a lid and you've got a base. They're all glued together. All glue was placed within the flaps and it was all glued together. So that's your square kaleidoscope box. Now if you haven't got the kaleidoscope sets, you can just make a square box. That's absolutely fine. But we need to make this tube. You'll see here there's some wired lights, and these are from Amazon. You can get ever so many of them in a pack, and they're as cheap as chips. Fantastic for cards, boxes, lanterns, anything you want. Brilliant. So I have where your score line is on this tube here. This is where I've placed the light. I've put red liner tape and a little bit of wet adhesive on the back there to hold it. And I've only just used sellotape just to hold the light there, because obviously sellotape is clear. Now you can flick it, the lights on and off, see? Just with a little flick of a switch. So I think you all might know what direction I'm going in here. But anyway, we'll go to the tube. So you want a piece of card, A4 in length, and you want to score it at 1.5, 3, 4.5, 6 and 6.5, and that's inches. You want to then flip it and you want to score in at 1 inch on one end, on 1 inch on the other end. Okay, then you're going to remove this bottom section here. Okay, and then you're going to remove it on this side as well, so we don't need that. Then you're going to chamfer your edge, so just at an angle, there and there. Okay, now you want to cut a slither each section of your score line, just like a piece of cheese. Okay, so you want to do that on all four. And then flip it and do the same on the opposite side. Just up to the score line, just a little bit each side, just like a slice of cake, I should say, or a piece of cheese, whichever. Right, so you're left with that. Okay, then you just want to fold it, burnish it. You've got a scoring tool, but just for quickness we shall. Then you want to put wet adhesive along your score line like that. Fold the card over. There we go. And then you want to fold the top parts in on themselves. Fold that in. And then you want to fold the top part in. And they all go in place. So that would be your tube made. Okay. So once you've done that and it's dry, you want to place wet adhesive at the top of the tube, and then you want to glue this box to the top and just hold it till it's dry, and then leave it to one place. It only takes about 10 minutes to make sure it's fully dry and solid. So that's your tube made. Once you've done that, you're going to cut the kaleidoscope octagon base, and you want to cut 2 of these, glue them together and then decorate them. So you're making a very shallow base and lid. Then you want to go in the smaller hexagon shape and do exactly the same again, but before you glue them together, cut out a small square that's big enough for your tube. Okay, so all we're going to do now is place wet adhesive on the bottom of the tube, quite a bit of adhesive because you want it to stick well. And then place that in the hole and just hold it for a few seconds until it's grabbed. And then we're going to put some decoration at the bottom of the box. So just hold that for a little bit longer. It can be a bit of a faff using wet adhesive because you do have to wait, but it will give it the longevity. Tape will eventually lift. Glue will always stay glued if you're using a good wet adhesive. So just hold that a little bit longer. Until it's grabbed. The reason that I've put this square box on the top as well is because it gave quite a nice bit of support for the basket. I'll just zoom out just a little bit more because obviously I'm quite close there. So, if you can hear squeaky floorboards, it's my husband creeping around the house. So, we'll leave that to one side and let that dry now. So, now to decorate, we have used some flowers from, I think they were kit 5. But if you've got any other florals, they will do just as well, but they're a firm favourite of mine. And to shape them, all you need to do is turn them upside down, get your ball tool, and then go from the tip of the petal to the centre to shape each flower. And they come together really quickly. So we'll do that on both of the... It's nice to have dimensional flowers. I think it really finishes a project off. So we'll turn them over the other way and then we'll just give them a shape. And this is the Tonic tool set that you get, the foam mat and the ball tools and the tweezers. I think the new sets now are blue, they're no longer orange. So just go in with the smaller ball tool just to shape that one up a bit more. And then that's going to have some wet adhesive, and then it's going to sit with the petals overlapping, and then you'll get the centre. So again, we go in with the ball tool and we cup it, and then we go in with the smaller ball tool and just like stab the centre of it just to make the petals more closed up. Again, wet adhesive. Wet adhesive will be your best friend for all these dimensional projects. And I just think it's worth taking the extra time. So we'll leave that to one side to dry. So we've got lots of petals here. So let me just scoot off and get my gun. Hot glue gun here, and you can add the flowers if you like with wet adhesive, but just because obviously you don't want to watch me gluing and holding all through this tutorial, we will we'll use the hot glue gun. Now I am going to use wet adhesive to the back of these leaves. Again, these are in kit 5, so if you're a kit collector, you will have these. So I'm just going to glue these to the bottom of the pole, and I will flip it up and show you in a minute. Just put that piece of card there. So you're going to do that on all 4 sides, so we'll do that first. We'll put all those in place. I like to use wet adhesive where I can, but sometimes for easiness and we'll use the hot glue. So I'll just hold those in place again. I didn't want to do too much decoration and then you miss, you know, how I've finished it. So I'm going to put another one on. There we go. Sorry for any noises that you can hear. Everybody's out in their garden doing something, whether it's DIY or power washing the drives. It's that time of the year, I guess. So, there we go. We've been very busy recently. We've got lots of fantastic things coming. You're all going to be, oh, you're not going to know what to pick. That is for sure. It's, yeah, I've had some lovely things, and I know things that are firm favourites with many of you. So, get that little bit of wet adhesive off there. I don't want it to mark it. There we go. So let me just sort this glue gun out. There we go. Get it melting all over my desk. Okay, so if I remember rightly, on the first one I've done for Tonic, I glued those on the corner. Right, so with the largest flower, we're going on each corner. Okay, so, and it's hard for you to see at this angle because it's so long, but do bear with. There we go. Glue gun's gone on straight then. Right, so I kind of put the hot glue on and then just press in the centre to put it in the place, just till I know it's grabbed. There we go. And then we're going to go on the opposite corner with another large one. There we go. You either do this with tweezers or your ball too, because obviously it's very hot. So just till you know it's grabbed and it's not going to lift back up. Because actually once it's in its place, quite quickly it's there to stay. So another large one on the other corner. There we go. You going to stay? And then another large one on this corner. I love florals. I love finishing anything florally. Just tuck that in there. I'm going to stay there. I hope so. So now we've got the smaller one, and I'm just going to cup it in my hand just to make it a little bit smaller because it's got to go in the gap. Okay, and then push him in there. Just hold it with the tool. It's hard for you to see, but I'll turn the camera up in a moment. So that you're putting one in the centre and one on each corner, okay? So we'll just go on to the next one. Again, I'm going to cup that in my hand to make it a bit smaller because it's got to go in the middle. There we go. again. A little bit fiddly, but worth it. It just covers any little gaps you had between the pole and the base of the kaleidoscope. And then one more small one. There we go. Just pull the leaves back to slide that one in place, and then I'll show you where we're up to. There, so we've got the flowers all the way around the base there now. Okay, so we're going to go in and we're going to add another couple of flowers, and then some of the greenery, as we say. And we've used that beautiful speciality gold satin card again, and just shape it a little bit. So we'll do them all. Just shape them within your fingers, because your leaves aren't they're all flat, are they? They're all different shapes. So we'll shape them all and bend them all. There we go. Now work out which is the back. So that's the back with the light at the back, and I'm going to go down here and down the front with the last large one I have. That's going to go down there. Just hold that again with the ball tool, so it's just nestling in the front here, and then the small one is going in between, so they look like they're trailing down the front of the box. So I'll just put that there. There we go. There we are. Now then, I'm just going to add, let's get rid of that piece of glue. I'm going to add a little bit of glue there and a little bit on the edge. And we're going to go underneath this front one. Hold that in place. I will show you what I'm doing. It's just such a funny angle to film this box. So we've just put the gold leaf each side. So we're going to put another one here and here. So my glue gun's just switched itself off. There we go. So you've just got them trailing down the top there. Another one down there. So you've got them trailing down like the front there. So now we're going to go in and add a few leaves here and there. So I think we're going to go one there. Put him underneath. There we go. And then underneath that one. going to add another one to this side. I will tip it back up and show you again in a minute. Do apologise. It's a funny way of filming, I know, because it's so tall. And we want one more. Switch the glue gun off. Slide this one under here. So there is your base. I'll get rid of that glue straw. There we go. There's the base all decorated with all the florals all the way around the base with the flowers and the leaves. It just ties it in with the rest of the project. And then all that remains left to do is place wet adhesive along this top edge here quite a bit, and then all you're going to do is place that on the top, centralise it. I mean, you can actually turn it upside down and glue it so that you know where you're putting it. I'm not actually going to put this in place with glue at the moment because I am sending it in the post, so I'm going to send it like this to one of my teammates because they'll know how to glue it together. But just place adhesive here, and then you will click the little lever, and there you have your lamp all lit. Let me see if I can try and turn it. You have to apologise because you'll probably get I'll probably get the stuff that's behind it in, but if I can, yeah, I can't show you from a distance actually. Yeah, that's going to have to be how I'm going to have to show it you, I'm afraid, guys. I can't flip it when I'm recording, apparently. So that is your lamp all beautifully lit. I will take photographs of it, and I will be putting those on Facebook, and I will put the video if it will help anybody. And it's just a nice little lampshade, so I'm sure somebody would love that for a little gift. I'd love to see if you've made one when your dies arrived. It'd be really lovely to see your idea of a lamp and the colours that you pick. So that's all I've got to share with you today. So thank you very much for joining me. Sorry if the angles were a bit iffy, but because it's so tall it is hard to film. But thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Bye.